workout for the first game of pre-season. How was that for you and the boys?
Yeah, no, great. Yeah, really welcomed. They were great, Slimbridge. Looked after us from the minute we come in the door. And yeah, we're really grateful for them housing us, as obviously the home games for us this year are going to be out the window because obviously the pitch being done. So yeah, we really enjoyed it. Lovely people, and great run out for our boys. Trained this afternoon as well. So yeah, they've had a good day today.
And although people look at the scoreline, that doesn't tell you how good both.
What was the score then?
1-1, wasn't it?
I don't know.
But it doesn't tell you.
Said everybody will look at it. I wasn't really bothered about it, but then.
Yeah, it doesn't tell you how good the two Slimbridge keepers were. There were lots of chances you created.
Yeah, I mean they made some. The keepers for them made some great saves. I mean really, it probably should have been 5 by half time, but he made a couple of great saves. The goalkeeper, but that's fine. I'm fine with that. The result is irrelevant. It would have been nice to have won, but and it would have been nice if those boys that had those shots would have gone in today. But on the other hand, the Slimbridge goalkeeper has played really well. So well done to them tonight.
Absolutely. In terms of patterns and squad building, are you where you'd want to be at this stage?
No way. We haven't done anything. First time they touch a ball today. We haven't touched the ball yet. It's the first time they touched the ball today. So they've had a couple of really, I don't know, tough week. They've had some really tough days. So nowhere near with any of that stuff. But we'll get there. That's probably why we started with a lot of the boys that were here last year. That you find probably there was a little bit more cohesion to their play than the guys in the second half. But they'll, that's what it's all about. They'll get to know each other and they'll integrate, and I'm sure they'll be fine.
And is the fitness where you'd want it to be after that last week where obviously they haven't touched the ball?
Well, they got a few more of them weeks to come. So the fitness isn't where I want it to be right now, but that won't be, After the week that they had last week, they had a real heavy week last week. Really heavy. They've done a bit this afternoon before we came over. We'll be in again tomorrow for a double session. So, it's going to be like a tough week now. When you start integrating the ball and games alongside the running, it's going to be very hard.
But that's for a hard season, and it's where the players need to be, isn't it?
It's pre-season. It's what it is. Like I said, it's years ago, I'd have been studying, I'd be thinking, oh my God, we've drawn 1-1, and I'd be thinking all about the result and all of that business. And I've learned that, pre-season means absolutely nothing. I've had fantastic pre-seasons and then gone and lost the first game. And then I've had awful pre-seasons and then we've gone and started really well. So it's really difficult to gauge, where you're going to be. But as long as they're fit, and we can steer clear of any injuries, that's all we want. The only one tonight that come out of it was Geordie, probably a bit of a tight hamstring, so that's why he come off. He was due to go back out for 15 minutes, which is why Ryan Innes went back out. But yeah, he was the only one tonight that has a bit of a tight hamstring, but we'll see where he is in the morning. From tonight's group, from the whole squad, the only other one who'll be missing will be Liam Sercombe. So he pulled a calf in the week before we come back in his off-season programme, and then when he come back we thought he was okay, and he'd done the warm-up on the first day, and then the minute we started doing some running he pulled up again. So we have to be careful with him now, integrating him back into full-time training. Other than that, everybody's been absolutely first class so far.
And your summer recruits, obviously there's plenty of experience there, and we can see that spine of the team building. How happy have you been with your summer recruitment?
Well, I would have been happier if I maybe could have got a couple more. I mean, I haven't been off the phone all summer. My summer has been, I would probably say, as regards time off work, non-existent. Even on holiday, the break hasn't been a break, I would say. But I knew that there's lots of work to do here and lots to change. I think the guys that we've brought in will do a really good job for the club. I think they're good characters. I know them. But But yeah, I mean, it's probably been made more difficult because of relegation. Because what you're having to do is you're having to talk players out of the Football League, and that's been the difficult part for me. But that's the reality of it. There's nothing else can be done and nothing else can be said that hasn't probably already been said. So our transfer window obviously goes on a long time. It doesn't shut when everybody else's shuts. But I think what happens is people will perhaps choose the Football League over the National League, and sometimes you can't do anything about that. So, you know, I've won a few this summer and I've lost a few, and but that's the way it is.
And presumably you're still chasing a few more as well.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not going to stop at what we're at. I mean, I think we're on that cycle for probably another 12 to 18 months. That's probably where that's going to be. You can't fix everything all in one hit. What you can do is you can take in a load of players. You know, I could have had 20 in there if I'd have wanted them. We could have had 20 players in, without a shadow of a doubt. But I'll tell you what, I'll pick the ones I want. And you know, we could be sat here now and have a big squad, and everybody says, "Oh, it's great," and everybody gets excited about it until you find out that out of that 20, how many are going to be successful anyway. So, you know, I'd rather take the ones I've got and the ones that I'm comfortable with.
You've recruited as well to your backroom staff. Rob's come in. You've got a new goalkeeper coach. Russ has joined you as well. Yeah. How pleased are you to have got those characters in?
Yeah, really pleased. And obviously, I've known Russell for a long time. I signed him at Cheltenham from Dover. I think it was in '97. Signed him for about £4,000. And he was a great signing for me, a great signing, a great servant for Cheltenham. And then when they decided they were making a change, I had a conversation with Russ, and yeah, I'm delighted to bring him back on board. I've known him for a long time now, so I feel comfortable with that. Rob Edwards I've known for a long time as well, another really good guy to support. To support Dan as well, really, because, you know, last year when it was just me and Dan, and we were, if I'm brutally honest, we were stretched at times, but yeah, I'm really happy with them. And Wayne had come in. We knew Wayne anyway. Wayne had come in on a few odd days to help us throughout last season, but now he's full time in with us. So yeah, we're pleased that we've got him, and the backroom team now certainly does look stronger than it did last year, and there's more pairs of hands.
Are you done with that? Is Dan your number two, or is he still goalkeeper coach?
No, Dan's not a goalkeeping coach now. Dan's first team coach, and so's Rob. They're both on an equal footing, and Wayne's the goalkeeping coach now.
Thanks for clearing that up for us. In terms of what more you need, how many more do you think you need to get in, or is there not a number on it?
No, there isn't a number on it, really. It depends on the flexibility of the player. So the players that we've got, when recruiting them, we needed to know that they can play in a few positions, because I think when I looked last year, there was like 41 players that had been through Forest Green's books, and when I came in, there was a good 30 odd that I had perhaps available to me. I don't know, 30, 33, 34, 35, something like that. I don't know how you can ever keep that group together and happy, and also without them getting unfit. So I will shrink the group, make that tighter, for them also as well, to make it that they can see they can get a game, and rather than being a long way away from getting a game, not being involved, because then all that does is it demoralises them, and then they think they're never going to get a game. So we have a good spirit about us at the moment. I like it. They've worked incredibly hard. So numbers wise, if you have a look at the people that have come in, like, you know, Sean Long can play right back, right wing back, right side centre back. Ben Tozer can play right side centre back, left side centre back, middle of a three. Adam May he can play either a 6 or an 8 or a 10 in midfield. Tom Knowles, right wing, left wing, right wing back, left wing back, can probably play all those 4 gigs. Who else am I thinking?
Sirks is the other.
Well, Sirks, yeah, I suppose I didn't think of Sirks because I was thinking about the team tonight. And Sirks, obviously, you know what he brings. He brings goals to the team. That's what he does do. He's just got an eye for a goal, and I don't think you can ever afford to not have a midfield player in your team that's going to get goals. So, you know, Sirks is more the attacking midfield player. I wouldn't say he hasn't got a defensive string to his bow, because he'll do that. He'll run back, but it's more goals with Sirks. So they've all got a good flexibility to go alongside the lads that we've already got. So yeah, I think they've knitted in well, and I think what you have to be careful of is you don't bring in too many too quickly, because it almost becomes a scenario where it's like us and them, and I don't want that. So we've got plenty of time to recruit. In fact, we've got all season to do it. So whilst it would be nice to have had everybody in for the first day of training and known everything that they're doing throughout the summer, it's not impossible to do that. I think the boys that have come in are probably slightly behind the lads that were here last year in terms of the summer programme. Probably.
And in terms of, obviously, 12 players were released at the end of last season. Have you got enough wriggle room, do you feel, to actually build the squad that you want?
Yeah. You mean in terms of finances?
Well, in terms of being able to get the people in, and whether that be finance or whether that just be numbers, because obviously none were retained from those who were out of contract, and that just sort of...
Yeah, but look, as you said, I think I opened up with about 40 odd players in here last year. It was too many. You don't. I don't want that. I don't think that's very cohesive to have all of that. You know, these boys are quite, for only having a week together, they're quite tight with each other at the moment, and I quite like that.
In terms of training, are you able to use the new facilities yet at Junction 13?
We're able to use them. We haven't been down there yet. We've used the school pitch just across the way from the main stadium, just simply because we've been running at the moment. That is good enough without us having to go in the bus, to get a bus to go all the way down there, to come all the way back, to go all the way down there, to come all the way back. So we've got the facilities at the moment where we're working out of the main stadium, and at the moment we've got that across the road there, the school. So we're okay with that. Whether we go there before we go away on Saturday, I don't know at the moment. And tomorrow we're at the stadium. We've got a session tomorrow morning, and then we've got a gym session in the afternoon. And the players may well end up having a break midweek this week, because obviously we've got the game on Saturday, and then we're away for 10 days or so in Germany. So they might need a day to go and see their families, because they won't get much chance after that.
How important is getting the time away with the players? Do you almost get sort of more return from time away together as a group?
Well, normally you do, yeah. Normally I would say that is the case, because other than that, I'm coming in. I may see you for 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon in pre-season, but throughout the week I probably only see you for a couple of hours when we come in and train. So, you know, they have a great chance of bonding together now. To be fair, they haven't done bad already. I wouldn't say I'm surprised. I'm surprised on how well they've got on, because that has been good, which is going to be really, really important. You know, a good team never wins anything without having any team spirit. So, yeah, they seem to look like they've dropped into that quite quickly. A few of them have overlapped in their careers a little bit, excuse me, when they were younger, and I think they've really knitted well. And I think that Germany, they'll knit again. They may have some squabbles along the way, but that's what it's all about. sorting all of that out.
I guess you want them to be competitive, don't you?
I think that's probably a silly question asking me, Paul, innit, about being competitive, you know. But yeah, you know, I just think, well, you got to do that. All winners are competitive.